Hey guys, it's Meal Prep Sunday. We got all of our stuff. We do, as I was saying, 2 preps. We'll do the big one now, and then we'll do a second one on Wednesday. So we got enough stuff here, and if you look over here, we have our containers. We got all the food containers lined up. These guys will give us a lunch each for 3 days, so we'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we'll put our second breakfast wraps in these, and then we just rotate and recycle them through. So we're gonna make our shake. We got all the stuff for the shake. We have our egg whites here, our oats, and then we're gonna soak the oats in here. We have pineapple chunks as well as bananas to add in there, flaxseed oil and peanut butter. And for second breakfast, we decided we're going to do wraps. So we got our ancient grain tortilla wraps here. We're going to put black beans in there, some whole eggs for myself, probably egg whites or a couple of whole eggs, I'm not sure yet. We'll have to check and see. For Jamie, and I'm going to put a bit of cheese in as well. For lunch, we're going to do salad. It's a little easier. What we like to do is just get a big thing of kale salad from Costco. It's pretty good. If you're looking to cut, they put the dressing and the nuts and the seeds and all the higher fat items separate, so you could just eat the mix, and you're pretty much looking at about 18 grams of, well, no, that's with the dressing. So you pretty much trace. There's not much in it. It's just leaves. When you mix it up with 100 grams of the vinaigrette dressing, though, and all the nuts and seeds and things, it's got 9 grams of fat per serving, 18 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of protein. So just to get your vitamins and nutrients, I don't really add it really to my macros, being that it's so little. Then what we're going to do is do chicken. We got some pesto this time around. Pesto's pretty good. You know, a quarter cup's got 30 grams of fat, which is 3 tablespoons, so there's a fair bit of fat in there. You know, so you want to go a little light on that. 6 grams of protein and 9 grams of carbs. So a couple of tablespoons of this stuff, and mixing it in with all this chicken won't really change the macros all that much. So we like to take our chicken, we're going to mix it up in a bowl with the pesto, and we got our line sheets here. We're going to lay it out on here, cook the chicken, and we'll have chicken all the way till Wednesday. As a matter of fact, anyway, I'll probably just cook the chicken straight through so we have it right up to the end of the week. Jamie will have the chicken with her salad. I'll have the chicken and salad, and as well I got one of these Uncle Ben Bistro packs. It's not quite as good as, you know, cooking your regular rice, but I'm shifting gears that I'm trying to grow. So it's not all that important for me anyway to have a whole grain rice at the moment. So I'll eat 90 grams of this, which is about a little less than a third, or excuse me, a little more than a third of the container. And that'll give me 27 grams of carbs, trace fat, and a little protein. So once we got the oven heated up, I'll do a little transition through. We'll show on my Fitness Pal a snippet of each meal, and then we'll cook the meal and we'll show you how to prep it. So we start off, and I just add the oats. I make one big shake for the both of us. So I put a cup of oats, and then I add 2 cups of egg whites. I use Kirkland's brand egg whites as the Costco brand. Any egg whites will do. Just make sure that you get 2 cups in there. And if you're just one person, obviously just put 1. So what I like to do is build the whole shake together, and I usually do it the night before. After the egg whites, I throw in 2 bananas. So now we have a cup of oats, we have 2 cups of egg whites, so that's 1 cup each, which is 8 egg whites, and half a cup of oats each, and 1 banana. In this case, because I said I'm doubling up the recipe, I've added in 2. That's 1 banana, Throw in 2 bananas. And then I usually cycle through my frozen fruit. At this particular time, I have pineapple, so I don't usually measure it out. If you're getting close to contest time, or you're really trying to dial your weight in, you might want to measure it. In this case, I usually just break off a hunk of pineapple. It's usually around a half cup to a cup, somewhere in that range. Then we throw in a tablespoon of flaxseed oil, and after that I put in 1 pretty big tablespoon, I scooped off a little bit there, of peanut butter. So we got oats, egg whites, banana, peanut butter, pineapple, and a bit of oil. So just going to throw that in the fridge. So as you saw, I like to just put my shake, make my shake the night before, throw it all together, put it in the fridge, and then blend it in the morning. The next meal in the rotation is, while we train, we like to drink an intra-workout shake. So I put 5 grams of creatine, or 1 teaspoon, along with a scoop of intra-workout powder. It's basically like protein powder, but carbohydrates. It's carbohydrate powder. It's called highly branched cyclic dextrin. A couple of squirts of Mio to flavor it up, and you're good to go. I use a scoop. Jamie puts half a scoop for hers. The next meal that we have is our second breakfast. We've decided to switch it up and make some breakfast burritos. I make 2 myself, and Jamie makes 1. For her, she uses, a half cup of egg whites, I believe. A quarter cup of egg whites. So she gets 2 egg whites in her wrap. She just takes the egg whites, scrambles them up. You just basically heat up a pan, put a bit of oil in there. We just happen to have olive oil. Grab your egg whites, some black beans. Just throw the egg whites in the pan. You can use, egg whites from whole eggs separated. We just use the carton stuff. It's a lot easier. So throw those in. Then she puts 3 tablespoons of black beans. Black beans are great. Give you a little extra protein, quite a bit of fiber. Throw a little salsa in there. Salsa is a great diet food. There's not a whole lot in it, and you can eat quite a bit of it without it, shooting out of your macros. So that's it, man. Black beans, salsa, some egg whites, and just scramble it up. And then we like to throw a bit of Frank's. Hot sauce is another great condiment. You can throw it on everything. It's almost, virtually calorie-free. Little cracked black pepper. Keep going with the heat. And once it's all scrambled up, we got these Dempster wraps. We got the 10-inch wraps. Normally I would have went for the smaller ones, but they didn't seem to have any in the store. So I went for the big ones. Not a big deal, just got adjusted on the old macro sheet. So that's Jamie's 2 egg whites, 3 tablespoons of black beans, a little bit of salsa, and some pepper, good to go. For myself, I use 1.5 cups of egg whites. It's significantly more. It comes out to about a dozen or so. So I make 2 wraps. My wraps have 6 egg whites in them apiece rather than Jamie's 2. So that's a whole lot of eggs. We just keep the pan going, put a bit of oil in there, wait till it gets hot, throw in your eggs. So the same kind of idea, however, instead of 3 tablespoons of black beans, being that I made 2 wraps, I doubled it up. So I waited quite a while for these eggs to cook. You can, cook up a whole bunch of these, get them all ready, and you can bang them out in Tupperwares and have them good to go for, for 3 days. So I use 6 tablespoons instead of 3. Sometimes I'll add a bit of cheese in there if I'm gaining. I'm not too strict on how much I eat. I just make sure to eat good stuff and not spill over too hard. So I got mine all done up, threw some salsa in as well. There wasn't too much left, but I made do. The pan was getting pretty hot, so I threw my hot sauce on, stirred it up a little more, and got my wraps ready. So same deal with Jamie. Heated these through, got them nice and cooked. Took my wraps out. Again, the same ones, Dempster's. I think they're 9 or 10 inch whole grain wraps. So I scooped my breakfast in there. Another one, so that's 2. One tip while you're making these guys, we rolled ours up and they worked out pretty good. But I would definitely let the egg mixture cool first and make the wraps after. As the egg cooled in the wrap, it tended to get a little moist and it wasn't the easiest thing to eat the next day. So for lunch, we made, we usually just make chicken. Jamie's eating low carb, so for her, she doesn't eat any rice. I eat rice with mine. But what we do is just get a big thing of chicken from Costco. So take all your chicken out. It's a good idea to rinse your chicken, guys. It sits in chicken juice and it's not very appealing. So get all your chicken, throw it in a colander, give them a good wash, and then lay them out on paper like Jamie's doing here. We get all our chickens out. There's usually about a dozen to 15 or so breasts per pack, and then just pat them all dry. You can sort of, pat each one, throw them in a bowl if you're going to do a marinade or a mix. Because we were using pesto, we just dried each one off, threw it in a bowl, and then got the pesto out. So for a dozen or so breast, we used a cup, I believe, of pesto. Let's see, we washed our hands. Good idea to do that. You don't want to cross-contaminate. And let me see here. Yeah, no, that's a half cup, I believe. Okay, so a half cup of pesto. You get about 3 tablespoons and a quarter cup. So it's about 6 to 9 tablespoons, somewhere around there. It's a lot of pesto, but it's also a lot of chicken. So heat your oven up to about 350 or 375 or so. Throw your chicken in once it's nice and covered in pesto-ness. Close her up, and roughly 40 to 45 minutes later, your oven will ding. Pull out your chicken, and you're rocking, man. You got lots of protein. That protein there, because we had Lily with us as well, lasted right up till Wednesday. So that's quite a bit of chicken. I just like to throw it up in the oven, turn the oven off, let the chicken cool down. Once it's cooled down, bring it over to a cutting board. I like to just chop my chicken into slices, and from there I kind of dice it up. So I take most of my breasts, I slice them up, and then I dice them and set them aside. I did 3 or 4 in that fashion, and then Jamie suggested why not just, cut a few up into strips to use for sandwiches or just as a different way to have it. So I cut a couple of breasts up into strips, a couple of breasts up into pieces, and then I had some of the filet left over and I just chopped it up. So you throw all that in a bowl and you have a pile of chicken. We had a good chunk of chicken, man, about 5 pounds of chicken. It was ridiculous. So always wash your hands again, it's a good idea. dry everything off, keep everything clean while you're going. Now all we had to do was weigh out the chicken, or pardon me, make the rice and then weigh out the chicken. So throw the rice in, 2 minutes, easy peasy. Pull that out and you're good to go. All you got to do is take your rice and then you just start building your lunches. So we got the rice over here in the Tupperwares, the chicken, everything's good to go. Jamie did hers first. So she took out the bag with all the dressing and the seeds and everything and left it aside. She's only using the leaves because she can't have a lot of the fat macros. So she just counts out 5 ounces of chicken. If it's a little over or under, it's not the end of the world. So bang on, there we go. We got 5 ounces or 5.04 ounces of chicken and salad for James. That's her lunch, and she's off to the races. For myself, I had to weigh out a total of 12 ounces, so that's 3 times the protein that Jamie's eating. So what I do is, rather than use the small section of the 3, I use the large one. I also put a bit in the other hole there just to get it out of the road while I was counting the rice, so it wouldn't spill over. So I counted out my rice, which is 180 grams. Let's see, if I do some quick math, that's 6 ounces. So 6 ounces of rice, or 180 grams. And because salad is important, and you should get your micros as well as your macros, your veg, your vitamins, minerals, etc. I threw some of the salad in there too. I'm trying to grow those so I can go with the fat macros, and I could use, the seeds and the nuts and all that kind of junk. So I put a bit of that in there, seeds, nuts, and a bit of raisins, and we're rocking, man. So I got my lunch, 12 ounces of chicken, I got 6 ounces or 180 grams of rice, and I got my salad. So there you have it. This is 2 people's lunches right up until Wednesday. I got my lunch, I banged out 3 of them, so there's 12 ounces of chicken there. I got 6 ounces of rice and salad. I got 3 of those set up for myself. So there's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday lunch for me, and then I got my breakfast for tomorrow. I made some more wraps, and I just swap out the Tupperware. There's James's wrap, that's her, little wrap. She's got her 1, 2, 3 lunches as well. And that's it, man. We got lunch made. Super simple to do. You do this once on Sunday night, and you're solid until Wednesday. You can do another little prep Wednesday. If you're into eating meals together like this, make them all up, put them together. If you want to mix and match your sources, make a whole bunch of things and just put them up, have them ready in the refrigerator, and you can just pick and choose, and you're good to go. That's it, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe down below. If you have any concerns, any questions, anything else, let me know. That's meal prep in a nutshell. It's pretty easy to do. Just takes a bit of time, and you're good to go for the week. Thanks a lot.